There's a reason why I rarely go out. Not because I hate people, but because I feel so ashamed to face others. Have you ever experienced encountering someone you know, and especially when it's the elders? You know how elders love to ask you about what you're currently up to. And if you're a student like me, most likely they are going to ask about how's being a student, how's school, and they might ask what course you're into or something like that. So, I have experienced exactly that. And the reason why I feel so ashamed to face others is because I don't feel proud about what I am up to now. Because some people ask you about some things already knowing what you're into. Some people in our community are already aware that I am pursuing veterinary medicine, but not a lot of them know that I quit that. I am now in agriculture. And so it's not that I am degrading the agriculture course, but it is incomparable to medicine. So, in our society, when we say agriculture, that is more like a blue collar job, and medicine is more of a white collar career because it takes a lot of um, intelligence and perseverance in pursuing that. And so it felt like even if I'm not the one who shared that kind of news with other people, I know that my parents were the one who spoke about it to other people because I understand that they are proud that when I was pursuing vet medicine. But it's really hard to explain to other people how you're not in that path anymore. And so when someone asks me about what I'm doing right now, when am I going to graduate, which is probably one of the most difficult questions I have encountered in my life because I am an irregular student and I am currently a first year when I'm supposed to be in a third year already. So it's really hard to answer that kind of simple question because even I don't know when am I going to graduate. And when people have this kind of expectation already, they are what they know is I'm going to be a doctor. They are trying to incorporate some expectations, and it feels like when they see me or when we encountered each other, there's this um urge from them to ask me when am I going to graduate. So they are very curious and I really understand that. But it sometimes feels so suffocating when they're asking that kind of things, even though it's very simple to answer. But for me, somehow it is not. It is really difficult and I cannot act as if I am okay because one of my traits is that I am really afraid of disappointing others, which is I'm trying to overcome right now because in reality, they do not care really. It's not their business if you're into medicine or not. It's really not their business. They don't have a say to whatever choice or decisions that I make. And so I just brush it off And I just say, hmm, I already quit that, but I am no longer in that. So end of conversation. No need to really explain why I quit and how am I doing. No need to elaborate all that because it's not like the person asking is really that curious, or nor do they care. They don't. And that's one of the many things that I've learned throughout this, reflection for myself. So I have to lessen the burden I have by thinking about what others think of me. So even though I know that I've disappointed my parents or some of our relatives in our community, the truth is I don't really care. Maybe I cared at first because I was feeling like a failure. But when you start to view things life differently, you don't really care. They're not the ones sponsoring this college. They're not the ones sponsoring me for studying. So my mindset is, as long as I can overcome this, as long as I finish this, I get a diploma, all is fine. And then I get to work, I get to earn, I get to somehow enjoy life with my family. Everything's good because nobody really cares about what's happening in your life.